We are speaking today in our live TV show of Business Days about the question of global crisis, of leadership and its effects. And my guest for this is Benjamin Levi Moses. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy that we can do this because it's, for me, one of the major themes for the future, to go in a sustainable direction of leadership in the 21st century. We need changes.
Yes.
And we speak about change management today and about the needed changes. So first of all, Benjamin Levi, please present yourself. Give me some information where you're coming from, and as well which professional role you have. Yeah. Present yourself.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Benjamin Levi Moses. I come from India. We live in Switzerland for the past 16 years.
Wow.
With my wife, Dr. Jessie Benjamin, and our two sons, Steve and Chris Benjamin. Actually, we came to Switzerland for our studies from India. My wife did a PhD in business management.
Yeah.
I did my PhD in theology and social sciences.
Very good.
And I work as the Executive Director for Global Leadership Geneva, which is actually a Christian NGO in Switzerland and also an affiliate to the Christian embassies worldwide.
Wow.
So what we do is we facilitate opportunities to 5 groups of leaders. We work with the ambassadors, members of parliament, business leaders, NGO heads, and UN diplomats. And our main focus is mainly on empowering leaders to identify their calling in the workplace, and we help them, especially in issues of moral, ethical, and social values.
Very good.
And
Very
spiritual.
good. But this, what you presented, I like that, and it's very important. But it's still, for me and for our viewers, a little bit theoretically. So please add outcomes, testimonials, practical examples of your daily work, or of some examples.
Yes. Well, we are addressing about the global issues and crisis. And those leaders that I deal with on a daily basis in Geneva as well as in Bern, they carry an enormous pressure, and they bring the entire nation at work. But what I see is behind that, there is also a great pressure that they deal with, which they don't expose. So they are constantly given in a platform where they have to perform and to work, but not so much so that people understand that they are also human beings and they are very lonely. So that's why we connect with them at that level to see how we can establish their identity to realize who they are. And so it always starts on a relational platform where we get to know them, engage with them, and become friends, and we can help them in their personal journey as well as in their professional journey, and also connecting in a relational network. We provide platform for community sharing as well as for knowledge sharing. So this is our main thing. But as I said, we precisely begin with on a personal level to bring them to a platform to realize that something that is very important, why they are there, which I would be talking.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I like that. So what technologies and trends are you looking for with the technology pioneers? No, I'm smiling. When you are thinking on, I'm starting with that, with technology. Do you have that as well, technological questions in your area, in your clientele?
Well, not really, but we do provide them the tools, necessary tools that they require for their profession. But we are not experts in that.
Yeah.
But ours is more on the foundational level to bring them to a platform.
So you're flexible on different
areas
of people who are coming to you, and you're really working with the daily needs.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. 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 When you are saying you're speaking about changes, leadership changes, when you're speaking about the crisis. What are some of the leadership challenges or crises you see and address of work on a global level?
Yep. Well, that's a very good question because, as I said, on a daily basis, we relate with these leaders and we see there is an enormous need that they present. I can put it in the words of what the ambassadors have told themselves. So I'll just quickly read about the response from the ambassadors, not one, many of them, those who live in Geneva. Talking about the crisis, they are saying that we are now living through the most exciting, challenging, critical and crisis time. This crisis that we see is not merely a financial and economic one, but a crisis that has moral, ethical, social and spiritual dimensions that had already begun eroding our societies over a period of time.
Wow.
We are witnessing an era where greed and speed has become the basis for economic growth and success. As a result, kingdoms fall and nations are in uproar. In such a time of crisis, the most important thing for us is to get to know our identity and turn to God for help.
Very good. Yeah, it says it very profound.
Yeah.
And it brings it on the ground.
Exactly. The problem that we see is deeply rooted in moral, ethical, and social issues.
Yeah.
So, what precisely the first one, as I said, it's the identity. If you see, we address mainly the issues of identity to get to know to help them realize who they are, because, for example, what makes human beings distinct from animals?
Yes.
Animals have instincts to understand, but human beings are the only creature that ask questions why. Why am I here? The sense of purpose and what I am doing and all those things. But ever since Enlightenment, modern men try to find a reason for these questions, answer for this question, excluding God. And the results that has come up is very dark and terrible. So we've been told that we are an accidental byproduct of time plus matter plus chance. That means literally there is no sense and meaning and purpose of our existence. We are born and we die. That means we are a cosmic orphan on this earth. So with that kind of a mindset, when a leader comes, it is not easy for that person to work with a vision and a mission and a purpose. We train them, we coach them to tell them to get to know their identity of who they are, and then flows everything after that. So they know that, okay, power is given to me not to abuse, but to serve. With power comes responsibility, with power comes accountability, and then service. So that is the thing that starts at that level, so which we train and we coach them and we help them realize. And we also tell them that, that they have to live for a cause, for a vision which is greater than themselves. If they try to make their purpose, their calling, their vision as much as they are as a person, then they will reduce the significance of the purpose to serve the nation as small as the person they are.
I'm very happy that you're saying this, and I started with asking you and trying to ask you how you're reacting when I speak about technology. I had many meetings today about technological development, and this is a big need at the moment for the future of people. But often in technology, people forget to speak about these main issues you have mentioned now. So I think both is important.
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
And I like how you reacted, that you are also helping and working with people or supporting people if they have other things, because often other, I think, practical things are including general thoughts and genetics areas, Yeah.
I can tell you practically how we help the leaders. To begin with, we start on a personal level.
Yeah.
That means to address the identity issue that I talked about, the morality,
Yeah.
the values, ethics, and principles.
Wow.
That's where you lay the foundation. And then we also teach them or coach them, empower them on the power issues, and also how to be a good steward.
Wow.
It is not just because they are a leader at that level where they are put in a position to represent their country, but also to know that in every sphere of influence, how they can be good stewards of everything that's given. That includes family life, that includes society, that includes community. Whatever thing, it is not just their profession, but the entire being. How do they manage their time? How do they manage their talents? How do they manage their treasures, relationships? So these are the things to begin with
So
train
these
and coach
are
them.
like practical solutions. You are helping them
Yes.
for going into or preventing
Yes.
the future.
Certainly. That I have seen quite a lot of changes when a leader get to know that, first of all, to build this trust of relationship and keep that confidentiality, and to help them, to coach them, and then you see what the outcome of it. This person, it just flourishes. It just blossoms. So they need to. They know that there is an enormous sense of dignity and passion and commitment in the work that they work with. And the second thing we help them in is not only just the personal level, but also on the relational level. As I said, most of the leaders are very lonely. And they are, interestingly, if you see, some of them are being seen as a greed money-making machine. Just work. And they long for this relationship. But they don't find that kind of community where they can be themselves. So we provide them such platforms. We organize several events where they can come and share with their families, go on an outing, or help them. So this is another way where they can really rest themselves apart from their profession, where they can take time to speak on a daily issues. It's not just thinking only on the professional level. So we offer several programs on that. And the third thing that we do is we help them in the profession. Not only on the personal and relational, but also in the profession. So what we do is we foster strategic programs on leaders' excellence and nation building.
Wow.
So that's where this technology comes into place.
Yeah, I understand.
So we give them how to work with integrity, with excellence, hard work, character building, and then to come up to the level where they can really shine. It's not just having this platform of morality and staying there in the on the foundational level, but they can give their best. And so we offer forums, leadership forums, and we also work in partnership with Leadership and Public Policy Institute in Geneva. Every year we bring in a group of like 100 leaders. Some of them are cabinet ministers, policymakers, and ambassadors and business leaders on different topics like sustainable development, capacity building, nation building. And next year the conference topic is going to be national transformation through education.
Wow.
So this is where they really get to know other leaders in the global market, how they are doing, and it also give them connections, network, and also to help one another in this platform. And finally, we also offer forums and strategic events which will contribute to the transformation and leaders of the society.
Wow.
Yeah. I have some...
so you have a real big range of activities and of possibilities where you are training and supporting, coaching leaders.
Yeah.
And when you are speaking about leaders, then you mean leaders, governors, entrepreneurs,
yes, exactly.
managers.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
The whole range.
That's right. Different ranges.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. So we're speaking about a change. We're speaking about a change in leadership and governance. You have said, and I'm happy with that, that there is a major change needed as well in the ethical thinking and in the transformation and holistic direction, and as well that we have to go into the professional training.
With my experience dealing with leaders, we are not talking only on the professional level.
Okay.
As I said, there is a process in the holistic thinking. If we take only as a profession and I relate with such leaders, it's like I'm dealing with a machine.
Okay.
But I see them holistically of who they are. That's what I said. To begin with, we start with the foundation about their identity, and then comes other aspects of life. You see them as a person, normal human being with all the needs that they have. So there are so many principles, small details that we go into to train them and to help them to think that way.
Yeah.
Because if they take only think as a profession, they end up into so many issues. I see most of them take antidepressant pills to fight depression or stress at work. But if they can be a good steward in every sphere of influence, then they can really flow in that. So what we do is we help them to realize their calling. That's more significant. So they can be in that. It's not just one aspect of professional level that we deal with.
I understand. And I like that you are also with your thoughts, with your philosophical thoughts, looking behind and giving a very inane ground. So what you think is that also a quality of empowerment, of motivation, what you're doing? And can you give me some examples?
Yes. One is character building.
Okay.
Yeah. The difference, we most of the leaders want to be successful.
Okay.
Success is what people see you do. That's success. It's visible. People see what you do, and you are successful. But character is something what you do when no one watches you. So that is the point. This is again, I said, laying a strong foundation. If you want to build a house that endures and sustains for a long term, for several years, you need to have a strong foundation. If the foundation is weak, you can build a good building, but it does not survive.
Yeah.
So this is what we focus on: character building, ethical and moral, spiritual, all those things.
Yeah.
And then also we deal with profession. As I said, we provide them that kind of a platform for knowledge sharing, community sharing, where they get to know like-minded leaders, and we help them in that.
You spoke about sustainability now.
Yes.
Are there important goals that you can go in direction of sustainability, where you say, this is for me essential, that we reach that and then we have to reach that, or how you're dealing with that?
Yeah. For example, talking about the sustainability.
Or resilience.
Yes.
Is there a special resilience of leaders who should be developed, that they are sustainable in their success?
Yes, certainly. Just give you one example.
Okay.
Talk about generosity.
Yeah.
Our corporate social responsibility.
Yeah.
So mostly what happens is that it is there by law that companies needs to give certain percentage to help sustainable development programs. So what we do is we need to take these things very serious, because investing, it should not be something that you give or you offer or just do it because of your vested interest.
Yeah.
But it should be in terms of creativity, creating economic value for the marginalized. So it is really a direct involvement. You see where a society can be transformed, a community can be transformed, and it can be sustained. It's not just you're throwing your aid to help someone, but you are really empowering them by giving them whether tools or knowledge or money, whatever thing, with that kind of focus to transform an entire community. And that takes a great leader to think like that and to do that, not just putting aside some money for some social help.
Very good. I like that, what you presented, and this gave us a very big range now in this development of leadership
Yeah.
and in this initiation of crisis, of future crises. Many thanks, Benjamin, and yeah, I hope that we have in the future as well a possibility to join and to go in a second step through that.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure, and it's my word that we live, as the ambassador said, in a very interesting times.
Yeah.
And I think instead of looking into all those issues that we see around, we see glorious possibilities. We see beauty. We see so many things to be appreciated and celebrated. And this all starts again at the foundational level. When our hearts are tuned and connected with God and our identity, through that it follows and everything comes in place. Thank you very much.
Very many thanks, Benjamin Levi Moses, and yeah, see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.